no longer among us to do that. But I would like to show you a video, and we do have another blind person in the audience, and later on I will need an experienced person to go work with her because she is pretty inexperienced with her equipment. So we have another blind user back there who has a MacBook Pro. She's still under Snow Kitty. Yes. So sooner or later she wants to get her computer lionized. Anyway, here we are with the introduction. I'm first going to...
Now in quick look window.
I don't want to be in quick look.
Now in desktop.
Thank you.
Close.
I would like, this is, Voiceover is the system that is part of the operating system. And back when, I don't know if it was Snow Leopard or Tiger, because they did some work with Tiger that I'm not familiar with, that was before my time. But Apple introduced with Snow Leopard Voiceover. And Voiceover is a major, serious screen reader. Okay, it's not just a little bitty thing that they sort of threw in there. I understand that Windows 8 is finally going to get after it, but I heard that they're not doing as good. So anyway, it's incredible how much progress Apple has made because that's, you know, it's only what, 6 years, 7 years, whatever. And they've already beaten out poor GW Micro, who writes Windows for the Windows. And I understand that a lot of blind people, or more of them, are using Voiceover than are using Windows, and that's amazing because GW Micro has been around for a while. But without further ado, I will call up my email program because I have a link for this YouTube video that I would like to show y'all first.
Spotlight, edit text. You are currently on a text field. To enter text in this field, top hit, mail, 16 items, 11 closing spotlight, mail, Apple Hot News, RSS window.
Well, I'm in the wrong thing, so.
iCloud, SBC on my Mac, trash, iCloud, mailbox, SBC GL, sent, mailbox, drafts, iCloud, mailbox, SBC GLO, inbox, mailbox. You are.
For the benefit of those who need to know, I'm doing up arrow to go on my list.
Leaving table. Messages table. One cell selected, row 107. Square. Receipt from note. Square. Receipt from note. Power. No problem.
Wait a minute. What?
iTunes Store. Your receipt. At Joe Morell. iTunes Store. Your receipt.
What happened to the inner email I had on here, y'all?
I think you need to go down.
Down two. Message iTunes Store, your receipt, and no.1, leaving cell 4 items. Message contact table.
That's the receipt for what you just bought.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Cell selected, row 1 of 1. Message content, row 1 of 1. Messages, table. One cell selected, row 107. Square, receipt from no power, no. iTunes Store, your receipt.
Down two.
Joe Morell, Clover, Eugene Firth.
There we go.
There we are. I just didn't look, I panicked.
Interact with text, link, http://www.youtube.com/watch v equals rtylxl-b-u data detector.
Now, I made sure to hear all that, mostly because I wanted to make sure I was on the right thing. And I tried this once before and it
Safari, untap HTML content. You are currently on a link inside of HTML content. To click this link.
It should come up talking, I hope.
Text-to-speech.
And I press the control key for those who need to know and shut up.
Mac OS X is so great that we want everybody to have a chance to use it. And that includes people with special needs. And so we are focusing a lot on universal access for Leopard. We've got some major enhancements to VoiceOver, a technology we introduced in Tiger, which is really important. We're adding Braille support. We're adding closed captioning support in QuickTime. We've got some much faster and better ways to navigate around the whole system. So a lot of work going in to universal access. And I just want to share one aspect of that with you now, which is VoiceOver. And the best way is just to give you a demo. Alrighty. Let's bring this up. This is just a simple app that we wrote. And I'm going to play you some text-to-speech, which is really important to a lot of people. And I've just thrown in Apple's boilerplate here, the stuff we put at the bottom of every press release. And I'm first going to play you the voice that ships in Tiger. If you go get up your copy of Tiger and have it read you this boilerplate, this is what you'll hear.
Apple ignited the personal computer revolution in the 1970s with the Apple II and reinvented the personal computer in the 1980s with the Macintosh. Today, Apple continues to lead the industry in innovation with its award-winning desktop and notebook computers, OS X operating system, and iLife and professional applications. Apple is also spearheading the digital music revolution with its iPod portable music players and iTunes online music store.
Now, when that shipped, it was pretty state-of-the-art, but it still sounds pretty geeky. And so let me play you now what Vista's going to have, or at least is what's in their current beta. It's quite a bit better. Let me play that for you here.
Apple ignited the personal computer revolution in the 1970s with the Apple II and reinvented the personal computer in the 1980s with the Macintosh. Today, Apple continues to lead the industry in innovation with its award-winning desktop and notebook computers, OS X operating system, and iLife and professional applications. Apple is also spearheading the digital music revolution with its iPod portable music players and iTunes online music store.
They don't like our words, I guess, but that's okay. It's still much better. But let me play you what we're going to be shipping in Leopard. It is, we believe, the state-of-the-art. We haven't heard anything quite as good.
Apple ignited the personal computer revolution in the 1970s with the Apple II and reinvented the personal computer in the 1980s with the Macintosh. Today, Apple continues to lead the industry in innovation with its award-winning desktop and notebook computers, OS X operating system, and iLife and professional applications. Apple is also spearheading the digital music revolution with its iPod portable music players and iTunes online music store.
So, this stuff's really important to a fairly large set of users. And if you're listening to things all day, one of the things these users like to do is speed things up. And text-to-speech systems, generally when you speed them up, the quality goes way down. Listen to what we've come up with for Leopard. We've sped it up quite a bit here.
Apple ignited the personal computer revolution in the 1970s with the Apple II and reinvented the personal computer in the 1980s with the Macintosh. Today, Apple continues to lead the industry in innovation with its award-winning desktop and notebook computers, OS X operating system, and iLife and professional applications. Apple is also spearheading the digital music revolution with its iPod portable music players and iTunes online music store.
So that is universal access. We think we're
Close window.
Okay. By the way, this
Finder,
is too fast
desktop,
for y'all.
close window, select,
I think I can speak.
2012 taxes, selected folder.
We don't need to hear about that. Now, I think I'd like to do first is to run through what VoiceOver is the component. Now, I'd like to point out, because a lot of people get their disabilities mixed up, okay? This is only good for blind folks or folks with low vision who can't see well enough to read that screen, all day long, etc. And what may be accessible for low vision people, because some of them can use some things that I can't because I'm total. But some of them may not use VoiceOver all day. They might turn VoiceOver off, which is very easy in the Mac, because you just do Command F5.
VoiceOver off.
And it's off, okay? Command F5 and...
VoiceOver on, Finder, desktop, 2012 taxes, select.
So that way you know where you are, okay? By the way, in Windows, turning your screen reader on and off is not quite that easy, okay? You can do it, but it's just not.
Gigi?
Yes?
People are looking at Braille that is presented on the screen.
Yes?
Because she has the Braille adapter already also connected.
I was getting around to that,
So
Mike.
that's why you're seeing that on the screen.
Oh, okay. Well, y'all see Braille up there?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know about that. All right. I didn't know it displayed in Braille. I thought it displayed just in letters and numbers. Does it display in letters and numbers up there too, or no?
Yes.
Okay, both of them. Oh, well, you guys get to see the the Braille translated into dots up here. I didn't
hope
know.
there aren't bumps on your screen.
Oh, no, it's a regular Mac screen. Oh, no. Actually, some of us wish it would, because then if it did, you could get up there and just, bang on your screen, which you can kind of do it with the iPhone. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying, once you get your, to not get your disabilities mixed up, there are other accessibility options with the Mac and the iPhone. I'm not familiar with most of them because I can't use them, but there's, for example, on the iPhone, you can turn your iPhone into a TTY if you're deaf. There's some options for people who have limited ability with their hands to do multitasking things. Those are things that, since I can't use them, I'm not going to show them today because I don't know anything about them, okay? But y'all can play with them and see. Now, I'm going to show you the help option first of the Voiceover, because it gives you a pretty good rundown of what's in Voiceover.
Voiceover help menu, 6 items.
Okay.
Online help, control option, question. Commands help, menu, control option, HH. Keyboard help, control, commands help, menu, 13 items. Your general menu. General menu, 54 items. You are currently in a Voiceover.
We'll just run through it quickly. We're going to take
And
all day.
pronunciation.
You can
Windows across,
change
control.
pronunciation. I don't bother because I think he's pretty good, as it is. I'm using Alex, but I do have some others on here. There is a bug in Voiceover right now where if you use some of the other voices, it'll change pitch without warning. Okay.
Click mouse, control off, close window, control off, drop marked item before Voiceover, drop marked item, Voiceover cursor.
You can do a lot of Voiceover moving of the, putting the mouse cursor with the Voiceover cursor. There was a problem in Lion at first, using with the mouse, with the cursors coming together. I think they have fixed that for the most part. Finally, I used to, so sometimes people would separate their various cursors. There's the Voiceover cursor, which is the speaking cursor, and then there's the mouse cursor, which is the one you guys use all the time, and then there's the keyboard cursor, etc. So, one of the things
Ignore next key press, control.
I didn't intend to do that. And the other thing, the thing is that it's important that your screen reader keeps up with all these cursors. And you can turn some of them off if you need to. And as Mike said, there is a Braille option on here as well, which I will show you guys in a little while.
Interact with scroll bar, control option, item chooser, control option.
Now the item chooser that it talks about here is very important because the item chooser, sometimes you can't get to certain things. Like in text edit, you can do command option I if you have Voiceover turned on, and it will give you some options that make it easier for you to get at things. There are a few problems with the item chooser, but for the most part, it works fairly well.
Keyboard help, control option, A.
And keyboard help lets you learn to use Voiceover if you can't remember the commands. You can turn keyboard help on with control option K, and then you can practice with your keystrokes and your gestures, because Voiceover also includes gestures with the trackpad.
Closing menu, 2012 taxes folder.
Do that. I have
Voiceover help menu, 6 items.
a little bit of a trouble getting the keyboard
Online help,
to
commands help, keyboard help, commands help menu, 13 items, general, information, general menu, at work, close window, drop, escape, control option, ignore next key press, control, interact with scroll, item choose, keyboard help, control, label item, control option, slash. You are
Label
currently in a
items I
Voiceover
don't
menu.
use too much, so I won't go into that too much, but I think it has something to do with people that that no more than me can work with.
Mark item to drag and drop. Control Option,
Mark
comma.
items to drag.
Mouse
and drop
down,
is
control
better.
up, mouse up, move down, move left, move right,
Okay.
move up, online help, control option, question.
So, as in most key.
Commands help menu on, jet information, menu, navigation, text, menu, navigation, navigation menu, 40 items. Go down, one, go right and route to next.
Y'all can see the options on here. Navigation menu, will let you, they have some built-in options in Safari to control, how these websites work. And one of the things that we have serious problems with is some of these websites, because some people, when they set up their websites, don't think about, they think only, well, they're going to do pictures, anybody can do it. Well, no. Websites can be very unfriendly, and some people don't understand also, what is accessibility and what isn't it. It's not just talking, okay? It's whether or not you can physically access a given thing, okay? So I guess what I want to do first is to show you also, is to show you the
2012 taxes folder.
And I'm going
You
to
are
go
currently
to
on
text
full
edit.
spotlight, edit text. You are currently on a text field. To enter text in this field, type, top edit, text edit, T. Top edit, text edit, 13 items, 13 displayed. X, text edit, Apple Core Notes.rtf window.
Okay, I want to set up a separate
Now,
file.
untitled window, edit text. You will interact with edit text.
Now, this is, as you know, a text edit, which, for doing this. And I have on here this Braille keyboard, which is made by another company. The input, in case you see me making typing mistakes, the input keys don't work quite as well, but I wish they did. I understand that it works better in iOS 5 than it does on the Macintosh. But here is
He is punching 6 keys to produce those dots.
okay. The computer has translated this, okay? I wrote this in perfectly good grade 2 Braille, which is, normal Braille operation. And the computer has instantly translated it, okay? So here's what I wrote.
Now is the time for all good men to come to the aid of their country. New line.
Okay. Did you get that?
Yep.
Got it. Okay, well, I was talking to you, Susan. Okay. All right. So, these are the 6 keys. Yeah, I know you can. Okay. The other keys on here, there is supposed to be an option in VoiceOver to allow you to completely use this keyboard, like to assign keys. Well, they broke it when they did Lion. Okay. It used to work in Snow Leopard, I understand, but it doesn't work anymore in Lion. So I contacted them about that, and they're going to try to fix it. And the reason it's important is because if you're using this keyboard, you don't really want to reach way up here to the left, top, to try to get it to do other commands. But currently, right now, if I use this keyboard, that's what I'm doing. Okay. And then we have
Finder, desktop,
Let's
2.
see.
Text, contents of top edit, text edit, 13 items, 13 displayed.
Type in Safari.
Top edit, Safari, 14 items, 13 displayed. Finder, Safari, on top. You are currently on a link inside of HTML content. To click this link, press Control, Option, Space. Visited link, Apple, link, store, link, map, link.
All right, you can stop now. All right, let's go.
Entering navigation landmark, link, iPhone.
Okay. Now, you can, I'm doing Control, Option, left and right arrow. You can lock these keys. So you can
Control, Option, lock on.
Control, Option, semicolon, and lock them so that you can just do the left
Link,
and the right
iPad.
arrows.
You are currently on a
However,
link
if you do
inside.
that, you got to make sure you don't forget that you did it. Because then, if you press something else, you'll end up somewhere where you didn't want to be. So,
Link, iTunes.
right.
You are currently on a link, support. Leaving navigation landmark, search support, edit text. Link image, iPhone 4S. Link image, iPad 2. Now with iOS 5 and Echo.
Okay. Now, y'all can tell where we are. We're in the Apple website with iOS 5 and all that. The Apple website works pretty well, okay? It doesn't give you too many griefs because it may have graphics, but VoiceOver tends to ignore those, which is nice. By the way, on my Windows computer, every time I went to the Apple website, it decided to turn its fan on and lock up. So I don't know why. I still don't know why. All right.
Language. iPod Touch. It has font written all.
Okay. So I guess what I want to do is to kind of open up, for questions first, because I'm not real sure, what you guys might want to know.
Gigi?
What?
Show them the item selector so you said show
Okay.
up.
Now I haven't, the item selector, if you do Control Option I,
Item chooser menu. 187 items.
okay, it brings up the items in Safari, and it changes what its items depending on what program you're in.
Close button. Zoom button. Minimize button. Show reading list. Unchecked checkbox.
So you can show.
Show bookmarks. Apple. 1-to-1 button.
So there's your, if I wanted to go to the one-to-one, which by the way doesn't work too well because they made it into a table.
Apple button. Home to Union Station, but Fair Park Street, Summit, Mo, HTML, blank,
So if you go
map,
down, it tells you
blank,
all the things
iPod,
that you can do.
blank, iPhone, blank, iPad.
So you could use the item chooser if you wanted to find links for yourself, to go to a given thing.
Blank image. iPod Touch. It has font written all over.
Okay. So what, any questions out there that what you might like to know before I switch to the iPhone?
Lady in red.
Gigi, it's Maggie. It seems everything you're doing is keyboard related. Do you
Yeah.
use voice commands to?
I can't yet.
You can't.
I understand that there is a way, and I thought about showing you guys the video, the YouTube video that I had on that. There is a way to sort of get Siri functionality into the Mac. The only problem is I understand that when VoiceOver kind of messes it up because it talks, and I have to have voice output. Whether I have voice input or not, I have to have voice output.
Right.
So, yeah, it's keyboard driven, period, right at this point. Unless, or if they put Siri on the Mac.
Gigi, this is Ray. Can you hold up the Braille thing that you were typing on?
Well, not really.
Okay.
Because it's attached to its stand right now,
okay.
which I usually take it off if I'm taking it somewhere. But today I wanted to put the Mac on the stand.
It just has 6 keyboards.
Oh, well, I sold in the computer, so.
Okay.
Press link image. iPod Touch. It has font written all over it. Now starting at $199.
Now, the Braille display is only that 4 inches. The rest of this is a rack that covers it up.
Visit link. Apple. Blank. Store. Blank. Mac. Blank. iPod. Blank. iPhone. Blank. iPad. Blank. iTunes. Blank. Support. You are current.
You activated the trackpad, I think. Okay?
Okay, thanks.
The display costs over twice as much as the computer.
Wow.
Yeah, like $2,800, y'all. Yes. Yes.
What was the question?
It is available in Spanish or other languages. And the reason I know this is because I belong to a list, a Mac Visionary list, which has got 759 members on it. That's a lot. Yes, that's a pretty busy thing, let me tell you. And one of the guys that was on there for a while is from Turkey. And he was, he was having some interesting issues where it would go into English when he wanted it to speak Turkish, but I understand it can be done. Yes.
I'm following a podcaster who's actually getting ready to do a site and he's going to be just learning it to use for Macworld presentation. He's showing me stuff up. He keeps talking about the rotor.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
What that is?
Yeah. The rotor is now it works better on the iPhone. Okay, I will tell you that. The trackpad works better on the iPhone at this point. Now, I was really going to show it more on the iPhone than the iPad. There is a rotor on the Mac. If you press the control option keys and get this track command on.
Trackpad commander is already on.
Oh, thank you. Okay, that's how come it was doing that. Okay, the rotor is where you take two fingers and you do this on, this is an iPhone command also. And because the iPhone is running VoiceOver as well, okay?
Leaving navigation landmark, stop interacting with HTML. You are currently on HTML content. To enter. Visited link, Apple. Entering navigation landmark, interact.
And you take your
Trackpad commander is already on.
You take your two fingers.
Previous landmark not found. You are currently in a text
set
element.
the landmark. And what you're supposed to be able to do, but like I said, it works better on the iPhone, and I'll show it more to you on the iPhone, is you're supposed to be able to take your two fingers and move over to various options like links or headings or whatever. So I use it some on the Mac, but not at this point, because you can do this.
Apple, visited link, Apple, visited link, store, link, Mac, link, iPod, link, iPhone.
And what I'm doing, what I'm doing is to move my finger from left to right on the trackpad with the trackpad commander on to make it go, to make the items move. And if you wanted to choose one of those, you can tap it twice, like this.
Link, iPad, press link, iPad. You are currently on the link inside the
iPad link. Okay? So when we get to the iPhone, which we'll get to real soon, I have something real fun I want y'all to try on the iPhone.
Visited link, Apple, link, store, link.
It appears on the screen, at least on the phone, which is where I've seen it.
I'm sorry, what?
It's a flat switch that appears on the screen on the phone.
I don't know about that.
And then you wrote, and what you see is the equivalent of you taking your fingers, and on the phone it's done directly. When you rotate your hand, the rotor follows the switch and says you want to move by characters, words, sentences.
Right. That's what
like
I was gonna show it on the iPhone too, because like I said, it works better on there. Anybody else want to know anything about the Mac first before we play with our iPhones?
Bring on the iPhone.
Bring on the iPhone? Okay. All right now. First of all, I need to get to see if I can get this, I hope the speaker is going to work in the iPhone.
10:26. Slide to unlock.
Yep.
Slide. YouTube. Phone. Double tap to open.
Okay. Can y'all hear that pretty good or not?
Yeah.
She's not.
Phone.
Double tap phone. I know what I need to do.
Double tap to
I need
open.
to go into music.
Double tap.
Check the volume on it.
Preview volume. 90 volume. 94%. Adjustable. 100%.
There we go.
I'm not sure Gigi has said it, but VoiceOver is available on every Apple device that
Yes.
they sell. You don't buy it, or you can turn it on your iPhone right now.
Well, that's what, I was getting around to that, just wait up. Okay, Apple should be incredibly praised. Apple should be incredibly praised for this because no mainstream company has done this yet, where they add VoiceOver to everything they've got, basically. In fact, I went in the store and they had this printer, and, you know, it was basically inaccessible, and I said, does this thing have VoiceOver on it? She said, I don't think so. I said, you sure? I said, in this place we better find out, because it's got it on everything else. Okay. First of all, I want to show you all a little bit about on the iPhone, and then I'm going to let all of y'all turn VoiceOver on. Because all of you in this room that have iPhones and iPads have VoiceOver on your phone, okay? And so here's...
Phone. Double tap to open.
Now, I can change languages because I have all the 4 English languages in here, although you can get your phone to speak Spanish.
Irish, English. Name, Safari. Double tap to open. Australian English. Mail. Double tap to open.
British English. Patent utilities folder. Reminder.
Now, is this too fast for y'all, by the way?
Yes.
Well, y'all should have said something. Okay. All right, let me see if I can get the speech. Now, let's gonna use the rotor, y'all, okay? Which on the iPhone works extremely well. All right.
Words. Headings. Speech rate. Page 103. Adjustable. Swipe page 103. Phone. 55%. 50%. 45%. 40%.
How fast do y'all want it?
That's good.
35%.
Yeah.
30%.
Yeah.
That's about right?
Good,
Okay,
yeah.
well, we'll change to US voice.
Instant folder.
So y'all
0
don't have to
items.
worry about that.
Dot language.
Language.
Australian English, Irish English. Default language, US English.
All right, what I'm doing here is taking my two fingers with the rotor and twisting it clockwise, clockwise and counterclockwise. You can go either way until you get to your various options. And then I'm taking one of my fingers and flicking it from the bottom of the screen to the top of the screen, or vice versa, to go to the various options. And that is the rotor, okay? And you can go into the VoiceOver utility and add various options to your rotor or take them away if you need to, okay? So there's a lot of options to your rotor, okay? How do you turn it on?
Yes.
You go into VoiceOver. So now, let me tell you what Apple did a wonderful thing here. They fixed it so if you have an iOS 5, all you have to do is press the home key 3 times and VoiceOver comes on. Now, they did that for us because we really needed it. There was more than once. My phone forgot to talk one time. I had to go all the way to the Apple store to get it to talk. And I was out of town, too. What?
Because of what some people are saying out here, if you don't have iOS 5, the way you turn on VoiceOver if you want to play with it,
Yes, I
is
know.
go to Settings, General,
Right.
all the way down to the bottom it says
Accessibility. Okay.
And when you go into accessibility, one of the choices is VoiceOver.
Okay. So
If you turn
since
it on, it gives you some clues.
So since you guys can't see my screen on the iPhone, what I would like to do is, how many of you do not have, and I know at least 2 people in here that don't, how many people do not have at least either an iPhone or an iPad? How many?
1, 2.
You don't have one? Okay, well, if it's
It's not on the
10%,
the 3G yet, so
I think it'll work on 3G, I think.
we can't, no, the phone, 3G, the phone,
What?
his older phone.
I think it'll work on the 3G.
All right,
I think it does, okay? I think, before that, I don't think it does, but I believe it does work on the 3G.
Timothy, I have a 3G phone and I cannot find that feature.
Okay, what do you have?
3GS has it.
Okay.
Mine's the original 3G.
All right. Okay. All right, if you don't have one, what you can do is, if you have someone sitting next to you, y'all can kind of work together a little bit, okay? We'll have a little bit of chattering in here. All right, now for those of you who are really brave, okay, you can take 3 of your fingers and turn screen curtain off and you can be blind for a while, okay? Those of you who are not so brave, don't turn screen curtain on. Okay, screen curtain is,
Screen curtain on.
that means all you sighted people can't see my screen, okay?
Screen curtain off.
I took 3 fingers and tapped on the screen 3 times to do that. Okay? You can also turn speech on and off if you need to for any reason. Okay? I panic when I do that, but anyway. So why don't y'all, those of you that have iOS 5, press your home key 3 times and it should come up. Unless you mess with the settings. And then those of you who don't, go into accessibility. Yeah, we're going to have some chattering in here, and I need an experienced iPhone user to go over there to my friend Suzanne and show her a little bit about what we're going to do. Yes. Okay. All right. Here we go. Are you having? I hear somebody saying something that's not coming up. How did you do it?
Three tabs down.
Okay. Go to settings and accessibility. General, I mean, and then accessibility. And then it says choice for voiceover, and don't panic when it says that it's going to change your gestures, because when you turn voiceover off, it will go back to normal. Okay?
And how do I press the OK button?
Yeah, tap it twice. Either tap it or split tap it. Now, there's two gestures for making things happen, guys. It's called tapping and split tapping. Double tapping and split tapping. Now you got to watch what your fingers do here. If you take this finger, this pointing finger, and you run around the screen with it, don't get careless with one of your other fingers when you don't want to make a choice. Because if you do, it will make the choice. Okay? Okay. All right. So let's first have some fun here, and I'll let you guys add my name into your contacts. Now, what I want you to do is that you have on the rotor, I hope, two choices, which is standard typing and the other one, which I forgot. Okay, which is you have two. Standard typing means you have to split tap on or double tap on each letter. The other one, the other choice means that you touch a letter and you lift your finger and it makes it. Now, most blind people set theirs to touch typing. Okay, that's touch typing. Okay, and the reason is it's a lot faster. Unless, you know, there are times when it's not, like on the calculator, but in this case, it would be. So what we want to do is to go into contacts. Okay, and all of you in here should know how to do contacts. But you need to double or split tap on your choices to get it, okay?
Phone.
So,
Double tap.
Settings. Voiceover.
Phone.
Accessibility.
Work. Reset.
Back button.
Selected. Contact.
Voiceover
Keypad.
changes
Tab.
the gestures used to
Selected.
control voiceover off.
all right, after you have chosen it,
At 90 add. Button.
you need to go up to the top right-hand corner of your screen and press enter and double tap on add.
Add. Button. New contact. Cancel. Button.
Okay, new contact. What you have to do is you go to, I'm going to put up here on the Mac, I'm going to go over here and put up my name up here so you know how to spell it, okay? Oh, I'm in Safari, I'm sorry. Come on, get out of Safari. Excuse me, y'all, it doesn't want to go, it doesn't want to get out of Safari. There. Well. Hey, y'all, isn't it terrible when you try to do something and you're up here and your computer won't cooperate? I can't get out of Safari, y'all. I don't want it.
Weird.
I don't care, computer. All right, I guess what I need to do is to take this over here, so it'll be happy.
Blank. Features. You are. Next same block of level not found.
Computer.
Trackpad commander is already on. Stop interacting with HTML content. You are currently on HTML content. Next block code not.
Hey guys, I can't get out of here. I don't know what the problem is.
HTML content.
I tried it. What?
voiceover off.
Good plan.
HTML content.
It's doing some kind of a scrolling.
HTML content.
Never had this happen.
That's the ruler, so when you make a presentation, that's when.
HTML content.
Never fails.
All right. Command W doesn't work, y'all. It's not doing it.
Q.
Next save block code not found. HTML. Next block code not found.
Escape.
I don't care. I tried to turn it off. It wouldn't let me. Anyway, never mind. Let's play with the iPhones. I'll figure it out later. Okay. All right. Now that we have, well, I plugged something I shouldn't have. All right. Okay. How far have you guys gotten so far?
Okay.
Gigi first. Okay. What you need to do is to type in my phone number, so I'm going to tell it to you. You guys are going to have to function like blind people for a while, okay? All right, phone number. Go into a phone number field and either double or split tap on the phone number, okay? 214. Everybody get that in.
Okay. Button.
Uh-oh, what happened to you? I hear it say, I heard it say all contacts. You need to go back to add probably, because did you get my name in there? Well, I don't know where you are. What did you do? Okay. Okay, well, go ahead and go into add, and then you should be just like a normal iPhone, except you got a double and split tap on things. So the phone number, I got 214, and then 8. I hear somebody made a mistake here, got delete over here. When you delete, by the way, you got to delete it. If you hear it, press on delete one time, it's not going to work. You got to press it more than one. You got to press it twice to activate it. 827, and then 7734. Are you having trouble? How you're saying yours is saying delete?
It's deleting you.
Okay, it's deleting me. Now, for those of you who are wondering, oh my jeepers, you guys have to do this one letter at a time, it's kind of awkward. It is slow, okay? And that's why, until I get Siri, that is, which they won't let me have till tomorrow, until I get Siri, I've got this here, which is the Apple keyboard, okay? And it's the Bluetooth keyboard, and it works just like it would on the Macintosh, for the most part, and it runs VoiceOver. So you pretty much are using VoiceOver commands. Would somebody like to pass this back to Suzanne and show her the keyboard? Okay. Any questions? Are you guys doing okay with your iPhones?
I got the gesture. First I have to select by pressing once, then I hear what it is. Then I double tap, and then it gets the character. I just didn't get that concept. But
okay.
I couldn't see, and so therefore I'm not just pressing.
You couldn't see, I'm sorry. Now you have just experienced something that a lot of you blind users experience, okay? Which is frustration because you're having trouble getting it to work, okay? So what I'd like for you to do is to pass me your iPhone a little bit, and I'll show you what you got to do.
It's on the enter without your name in it. I'm on the 207.
Okay, now I'm on first text field. I'm going to take one of my fingers.
First text field.
Now what I did to make that come up was to leave this finger here, one of my fingers still, and to put this finger down. Now that's why I told you can't be careless about your fingers, okay? Now you don't have yours set on touch typing probably, so what we'll do is you do oh, you didn't get my name in here, did you?
No. I was using the number and getting the keystroke thing.
Okay. Come on, Gigi. Now you guys notice, whoops, I'm not used to this, because I have mine set normally on, I'm gonna help you out a little bit. It said typing mode. I'm going to change yours to touch typing. Now, what that'll do for you is you touch a key, a letter, and pick your finger up, and it'll make it. Okay, that'll help you out a great deal right there. Okay, and that's where a lot of blind users have
Close
problems
button.
in the beginning.
You are currently on the close button. To click this button, which closes the current window, press close button.
Well, I don't know if you did it or not, computer. Okay, everybody doing okay with their iPhones on that? Okay, so I got to remember what other activity we might want to do with it, and then we'll stop. Okay, so once you get that in, you just like any other iPhone, you save it, and there it is. Okay. Now, I would like to make a slight announcement before I forget about it, okay? The American Council of the Blind Dallas chapter and the Fort Worth chapter are working together for a statewide conference next September. And it's going to be concerning, we want to have a couple of workshops on Apple products. It's like iPhones, and last time we had a gal that did an impromptu thing, and it was crowded in there. We had a lot of fun, though. Anybody that would like to help out with it in any way, if you want to, I can put this computer and text at it, even if I have to restart the computer to get it there. And we can you can type up your name for me and let us, so we can, if you're interested in doing that, okay? Your name and contact information, you can type it on my computer, okay? Any other questions on this?
In general, how do I scroll down?
How do you what?
I'm in the general settings, how do I scroll down below?
Okay.
Scroll down on the screen.
Well, actually, if you want to bring the scrolling down, take 3 fingers and move it up like this. From top. Okay.
We had a question over here about PDFs.
PDFs, they're a real pain. Okay. That says it all. There is a program, Preview, right? It sort of works, and so I haven't figured out how to get it to work right yet. I need to work some more, and I don't claim to be an expert, y'all. I've only had my Mac since July, so I don't claim to know everything about this.
Gigi, it's Maggie again.
Yes?
When people send you emails, is it better to be brief?
No, you can make it as long as you want.
Does it matter
No.
how people enter data?
Yeah, don't send me any pictures.
I'd like to point out a couple of things. The PDF, one of the nasty things about PDFs is that there are programs that will take the text, turn it into a print image, and put the image in a PDF. You can't read an image
Without OCRing it.
Regular PDFs have the text buried in behind and have a whole bunch of formatting. And the screen reader will pull that out. But, for example, her church sends her stuff in which half the information is buried into, splashy graphics, and they don't add
I can't read their email
extra
because
stuff.
of that very easily.
It says, we got a wonderful group coming in this Sunday, come and see them. And it goes, image. Because that's all.
Now, somebody must have overheard me, because the last time I got emails from them, they had some text in there. So I told them I was tired of getting stuff I couldn't read from them. I was going to take it off.
The other thing I wanted to mention, because of mine being sighted and her having her phone first, and my learning. Right now, my phone is currently back here talking to Voiceover, because I can turn it on and off anytime. If you're touching the screen, when when you use your iPhone and you touch the screen, you watch what it's doing, and you tap it once. And in some cases, you drag stuff around and you let go, and it's action. Well, if you're touching the screen in order to find out what's on the screen, then something, and it's VoiceOver, has got to separate your touching to find out what's on the screen from the touches that will activate what you're touching. And that's what she's been talking about. A lot of the things that you saw on the screen about going to places and stuff like that, the commands are based on telling the person who's using it where they are and what is going to happen when they double tap or split tap or do whatever is going on. And I have used the program she's talked about, which is JAWS, for Windows. And it can be extremely frustrating. I'm really impressed with Apple and VoiceOver. But if you decide to play around with it, first of all, there's a training pad inside. When you turn on VoiceOver in accessibility, it says, you can practice this. And there's a little pad that you can sit there and you know, it says, you did a 3-finger stroke.
Yeah, tell you what you did.
2-finger stroke.
Okay.
No, I did a 3-finger, and you're telling me I did a 2-finger? I must have done it wrong. But there are, 10 or 12 strokes that you use in using your iPhone. There must be 65 or 70 in VoiceOver. Using 3 fingers, 3 fingers 3 times, 3-finger swipes, 2-finger things, added on as a layer above.
Now, I would like to
It
say,
drive you crazy.
yeah, now I would like to say though, that there are some programs like iTunes that I think are easier on the iPhone. Like last night I bought myself some more music, and it's a lot easier on the iPhone to do that. Because your screen, you know, what you need is right there, you know. Oh, I know, center of screen. So, you know, you can lock the screen just like you can any other iPhone. So, any other questions that you need to know?
Yeah, I have a question. If you mentioned earlier about TYG or for the blind, for the deaf on the telephone.
Yeah.
This phone has that?
Yes, but I don't know how to do it.
Okay.
It's got TTY, because see, I don't need it. But there is somewhere on there a TTY option under accessibility.
It lets you type to the person on the other end.
Well, I would assume you as a hearing person wouldn't need to type to someone on the other end, because you can call them on the relay. I think what it's doing is allowing the deaf person to see on the screen what they need to see.
But you type it to them, don't you?
Well, yeah, you can with a computer, or you can call if you call a deaf person, which I called recently a deaf blind person, her phone number automatically went to Texas Relay, and a hearing person was on the other end, because I didn't know have a clue how to write to her otherwise, and she was typing to this person, and the gal was typing back, and the person at the relay place was telling me what she was saying. Now I don't. This is something. TTY is something I know very little about. Okay, because I don't need it. I hope I never need it. But that is something that if you do need it, I think there is a way. But let me tell you something that this Apple lady told me about. It was cool. She told me about that she saw this deaf lady using FaceTime. And what she was doing is her interpreter also had an iPhone, and she was doing FaceTime, and she was interpreting for the deaf lady, and the deaf lady was looking on her screen, on her iPhone screen. She said that just really impressed her. She really thought it was wondrous, you know. I had thought about using FaceTime so that, but I can't do it till I get a 4S so that I can go to 3G if I need to, using FaceTime, so that if I ever get somewhere and I need to know some information, I can call Mike and say, hey, I got to take this picture here. I want you to look at this and see what you think.
Can you make the iPhone read a book in
There
text to speech?
There is, yes. Apple has taken their program, iBooks, and it is VoiceOver accessible. You can buy iBooks from iTunes, just like any other iBook. Now, there's some of them that are not accessible, and one of the issues, I'm glad you asked that, because one of the things that we have to be very careful about is what we get. Because you can't just go out there and buy any old Mac program or iPhone program and say, oh, good, problem, no problem. Because there needs to be some kind of encouragement to get developers to make these things work better with VoiceOver. Because some of them are inaccessible for no good reason. Just because somebody didn't think to make it work.
How do you know in advance of purchase whether it will or won't be accessible?
Well, my dear, you get on the list that's got 759 members on it.
Yeah.
And you get your email, you crank up that Macintosh of yours and you say, excuse me, I would like to know if such and such program is accessible. Or you say, excuse me, I would like to know if there is an accessible program to do what I want.
Well, I asked my fellow blind.
That's exactly right. Because that's the only way you're going to know. There is a thing on the, and all of you could help with this too. Because if you buy an app, and, just for fun, you want to see if it's going to work with VoiceOver, every one of you could call it VoiceOver and test it. And then you could write a thing on there and say, hey folks, this doesn't work with VoiceOver, why not? And not only that, but you could go to appleviz.com, which is a blind organization run by a bunch of blind people that evaluates programs. It's a volunteer thing, and people turn in, reviews of various apps.
Voiceover on. Landscape.
So,
Unlike my book.
yeah, you can, I had my screen locked because I got tired of it telling me that.
I got a question for you, just kind of thing. Do you ever use Dragon Naturally Speaking for...
I tried it on the iPhone and I didn't like it. I couldn't get out of the email program. That's the only thing I could figure out how to get in. There are people that have done that, but I have not done it.
Because I was thinking like record and then copy and or cut and paste between using the clipboard.
Yeah, I have not done that. However, if I get my Siri phone, which I'm going to get soon, then I can tell Siri to do it, on the iPhone at least. And I do have pages and numbers on this Mac, by the way.
Gigi, it's Maggie. We want to thank you for doing this presentation for us.
Thank you.